business to start when I was 25, and I spent really 2 years that I played a lot of poker, I played a lot of blackjack, and I played a lot of backgammon. And each of those was a different discipline, and in the sense that blackjack is very scientific. So there's always a right answer and a wrong answer. Where you take a card or increase your bet, or bet big or bet small. There's absolutely a right and wrong answer. Poker, on the other hand, is a game where you don't have to have the best hand to win. And poker is really reading other people and reading human emotion, which certainly comes into play in business. And backgammon, while luck is a big part of backgammon over a period of time, the real key to backgammon is being able to think many, many moves ahead. Those the 2 years that I did a lot of that, was a good foundation. As I got into business, I was pretty well prepared for many of the fun times that we had, going forward. So one of the things I was looking at was satellite communications from a data and voice perspective, because it was so much more economical to do that over oceans and so forth than those days underground cable. So when Jim DeFranco called me up and said that he said, I saw exactly what you were talking about. I saw a satellite dish on the side of the road, and a guy was in a van watching football games. Well, that just struck me as maybe a business that might make some sense, since I knew a lot of people, having played a lot of poker, that bet a lot of money on football games. I knew that maybe they would want to watch those football games, and so that was the early edition of the NFL season ticket that DirecTV sells today.
What was it about building a company that made you want to stay with it as opposed to hitting the reset button?
Oh, as you get passionate about it and you started building something, it was a lot of fun, and I loved working with the people I worked with. A day when we got offered $100 million to buy the company, and that was probably 5 or 6 years into it, maybe $100 million, and it was just why? Because then what would you do with the money? A lot of people I've talked to have sold their business that they really get bored, and the boredom is really, really bad, and then they want to get back into it again.
You make a hard move to putting satellites up in the sky and towards direct broadcast satellite television. You raise $337 million in junk bonds.
At that time, I'd been turned down by 28 firms in Wall Street to raise money, because they looked and said, "Let me get this straight. You're gonna go launch some satellites. You're gonna go compete against TCI and AT&T and Comcast, and DirecTV is going to, General Motors is going to be there 2.5 years before you are, and you don't have any money, and you never built a satellite before, and you're going to do everything yourself and build your own receivers, and you're going to launch on a Chinese rocket that's got less than a 50% chance of success. Thank you very much. Why don't you give me your card, and we'll call you if we think that makes sense."
Keys to success that enabled you to do this, to basically take on incumbents and win.
Well, I think there's a few things that have to happen. One is you have to have a dedicated team that wants to go in the same direction and understands the sacrifices and what it will take to be a new entrant and be disruptive to somebody who has that much critical mass in the business. Second, I think you have to get lucky. You have to, either technology has to change, or your timing has to be right, or the incumbents maybe don't pay as much attention to you as they should, or they make a mistake, or something. Something has to kind of go right. And third, I think you have to come in and you have to build a better product. You can't come in with something that's the same as the incumbents. You've got to come in with, you need to do two things. It has to be better product, and it has to be less expensive.